At 1:05 a.m. on May 7, 2025, the Indian military launched 24 missiles simultaneously into Pakistani territory. Within 23 minutes, it was over. Most media outlets reported this as a simple act of retaliation, but the scale of the deployment suggests a deeper objective: testing a new method of high-intensity warfare between two neighbors who both possess nuclear weapons. For 25 years, the threat of nuclear escalation had frozen the border, preventing conventional airstrikes of any significant depth. This mission was designed to find a way through that stalemate without triggering a larger war. The driver for this shift was the April 22 attack in Pahalgam. 26 civilians were killed in a mass shooting, making it the deadliest assault on non-combatants in the region in 2 decades. Indian investigators identified the gunmen as members of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Their operational trail led directly back to a specific headquarters in Meridge, Pakistan. India had shared evidence regarding this specific facility with international bodies for 15 years. Despite these warnings, the site remained operational. With diplomatic options showing no results and the civilian death toll rising, the Indian government determined that the existing policy of restraint was no longer viable. A military response was chosen to address the source of the attacks directly. This wasn't a sudden reflex. Planning began 15 days before the first missile launched. An initial mission scheduled for April 29th was aborted when Indian Rafale pilots detected heavy electronic jamming from across the border. The Air Force decentralized its assets, spreading 20 Rafale jets and mobile S-400 batteries across key bases. Simultaneously, India closed the Baglihar dam gates, signaling a readiness to restrict water supplies. This combination of air defense positioning, aircraft redistribution, and resource control demonstrates a high-level chess match. Every move provided contingencies for a counterattack. Between 1:05 and 1:28 a.m., the Indian military utilized its most advanced precision ordnance: Mach 3 BrahMos missiles, Scalp EG cruise missiles, and Hammer glide bombs. The financial commitment to these 23 minutes was significant. Each BrahMos carries a price tag of $4.75 million, while a Scalp missile costs $6 million. This topographical map shows the 9 targets hit during the window. 5 were located within Pakistan-administered Kashmir, but 4 were strikes deep into Pakistan's Punjab province. Specifically, the missiles struck Bahawalpur and Meridge, the nerve centers for Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. By avoiding Pakistani military installations and focusing exclusively on these militant headquarters deep in the Punjabi core, India established a new set of engagement rules. On May 10th, Pakistan launched Operation Bunyan-un-Marsus. This retaliatory strike targeted Indian military bases and initiated the first direct drone battle between 2 nuclear-armed states. The Pakistani Air Force deployed Chinese-made J-10C fighters and long-range PL-15 missiles. During the ensuing dogfights, Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian jets. To counter the threat, India activated its air defense grid, marking the first time the S-400 system was used in active combat in South Asia. The conflict lasted a total of 88 hours before a ceasefire was reached. The intensity of those 4 days showed that India was willing to test the limits of its adversary's nuclear deterrent. Beyond the visible destruction, India achieved a critical tactical objective. In the opening 23 minutes, the strike successfully suppressed Pakistan's radar and electronic warfare capabilities. An assessment by the Swiss Center for Military History later suggested that this conventional advantage is what compelled Pakistan to agree to a ceasefire so quickly. Demonstrating that Rafale jets could penetrate an integrated air defense system and operate with a high degree of freedom within Pakistani airspace was a primary goal of the mission. For decades, Pakistan's security was built on a specific idea: that any conventional strike by India would automatically lead to nuclear escalation, forcing India to remain passive. India's planners bypassed this by following 3 strict rules: do not hit military targets, do not damage civilian infrastructure, and halt operations before the adversary feels forced to escalate. By striking from its own airspace, destroying militant headquarters, and ending the engagement in under 4 days, India achieved its goals without crossing the nuclear threshold. Operation Sindoor provides a blueprint for modern conflict. It demonstrates that precise, measured conventional strikes can be used to achieve major strategic objectives against a nuclear-armed state without triggering a nuclear catastrophe. Do you believe India's choice of targets successfully prevented a wider war? Comment yes or no below.